Good, and you? Welcome back to New Hampshire Vintage. That's a smudge pot, and if you don't know anything about those, I would highly suggest looking them up. They're pretty cool. You can burn diesel, cooking oil, a whole bunch of stuff in those. But that's not the point of this video. This video, we're going to try to get running this 1969, I believe, Tradewinds Tiger. Now, this is a cool sled. I guess they are also pretty uncommon, so I would believe that. I've tried looking them up and I haven't found a whole lot about them. I found 2 YouTube videos on them. One was a guy getting one started, just a couple pull starts, and another one was someone just cruising around his yard with one. And yeah, they're pretty cool. Allegedly, this sled here, not this one, but this Tradewinds Tiger was the first snowmobile to ever break 100. Now that allegedly is just what people have seen online and on forums, that someone broke 100 on a modified version of one of these sleds. If that's true or not, take that with a grain of salt. But this one here is powered by a single cylinder J-Lo, kind of like the Bobcat we just did. Pretty similar. This one's a 297, and yeah, it's supposed to snow in the next week or two. It's coming. It's first week in November, and I don't have anything that I can cruise around the yard with when I get a couple inches on the ground. So everything's up on shelves. So we're going to try to get this thing running. So let me bring you guys in and let's look over this thing pretty quickly, and then we'll get right to work on it. Now here's a quick walk around on the Tradewinds Tiger. As you can see, it does have surface rust starting to show, but that's definitely the original paint. Thing's never been repainted. While we're here, see all the bogies. And let's see how the front drive cogs are. I gave it a quick glance when I got it a few months ago. Oh, yeah, there they are. They look like they're in good shape. The track doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look, as you can see, definitely dry rotted like most of them. Not too bad rust underneath. It's got her tail light. Seat's in immaculate shape. Staining and dust and whatnot. There's that J-Lo. Now this carb is an HD 6A. Now I know they had HD 4As, I believe, for the Ski-Doo 370s, if I remember right. Maybe I'm wrong. Kind of the same setup. This one's a little different. The fuel pump is right on the side. I've never dove into one of those before. It is a Tillerson, but yeah, so that's going to be interesting. It does have the clutch cover, that nice dust on it. The spark plug boot is falling apart. It's got a key. Handle seems good. Windshield is immaculate. There's more of that, just dust. And allegedly, that's the original windshield. They came yellow. I'm not sure. I've asked a few people that collect vintage sleds, and that's what they told me. Skis are in pretty good shape. Let's look on the other side. January 1971 registration. There's a little, oh, I forgot to show you. There's a little toolbox. Oh, it's got a spark plug, so this thing probably fouls plugs quite a bit. It's like a spark plug protector. That's kind of cool. Spark plug tool. We'll have to look into this. Okay. And let's open up the hood. Already got the hinges taken off and found a towel. Makes the purchase worth it already. Look at how clean this is. Another fuel tank configuration where it's strapped on, where you can grab it, carry it around. Look at how clean these clutches are. That is unbelievable. Pretty old belt. I don't know, guys. I'm pretty excited for this one. Exhaust looks like it goes underneath the track. Everything is not seized up. See the brakes working, and as well as the throttle working pretty good. That's all fine and dandy. So yeah, let's pull this unit into the shop and let's see if we can get her fired up. I'm excited for this one. Well, first things first, we're gonna have to see if it has spark. But I just wanted to show you this. It has starting instructions on the hood. Turn key to on, choke engine, do not choke warm engine, pull starter rope. Okay, noted. That's what I will do. This is kind of cool too, showing like all the carburetor adjustments, all the oil ratios for your gas, spark plug gap, what it needs to be, chain case oil. Just takes automatic transmission oil, huh? Type A. And then chain tension. That's really cool. These old sleds are awesome. This one specifically, I for some reason, it's just a really cool sled. Gotta be careful with this. Oh, wow. It's like glued onto the plug. Oh, we're gonna have to replace this. Might have to do a store run here. Oh, that's pretty bad. Okay, well, maybe we can use the tool that's given to us here. Oh, yeah. That works pretty good. Screw this guy and see what's going on. Ooh, that piece just dropped. So be careful not to drop anything in the Oh, it looks like a fairly new plug. Maybe we can clean her up. Let me show you. That has not seen a lot of use. A bit of oil on there. I honestly don't think this sled has been sitting for as long as the other ones. All right, you let me know, key on, if you see anything. I definitely saw it. We got spark. All right, I'm not going to do too many pulls because I want to make sure, just in case that carb is trying to pull fuel, don't pull that crappy fuel in. So next, we're going to pull this carburetor. Just take this kind of, it's not really a filter, but just see what's, might be able to get a wrench on that one too. Okay, it's gonna be a little tricky with that fuel pump here too. This fuel line doesn't seem like it has a little bit of play to it. There we go. Get that out of there. And also got one underneath. Okay. Yeah, let's pull these bolts. We got the carb off and it fought me a little bit, but we managed to get it off the sled. Let's get the velocity stack off and then we will go from there. So I just wrench on these for 10 minutes and then I'll get back to you. Okay, that's off. This is a pretty big carburetor. For a single cylinder, not bad. All right, well, I'm nervous taking this off because I know for sure I do not have a gasket for that. And I honestly have never worked on a Tillerson with a fuel pump that's off the side. They're always on the bottom. So I'm going to start with the bottom and we'll worry about that after. Pretty much just trying to procrastinate. Oh. Okay. Your standard fuel pump wagon wheel underneath. Oh yeah, that actually has a little bit of a, get that off of there. Yeah, it actually has play to it. This might have been able to, well, I actually don't know because it looks like it goes through there. But seeing how this one has play, I'm hoping this diaphragm in here has play. I don't know if that does the fuel pump things or what. But looking inside here, you can see the two Welch plugs. Let's get that needle out. Interesting. There's usually a little rubber piece instead of it just being all aluminum or whatever this alloy is, probably just aluminum. I'm going to drill out these Welch plugs, see how these are underneath. Oh, I know I do have a new one of those. That looks like that's definitely seized up. Drill out the other one. Okay, I did two things. I got Brave. That looks very clean, and that is not rock hard. So I believe this will pump. So we're going to put this back on, or actually we're going to keep it off so we can actually clean it. I'm going to put that over there where it's safe so I don't rip anything. And that can go in the cleaner. I also banged out the old little ball passage doodad thing here. There's an actual name for it. Check ball valve. Check ball valve. And that's completely seized. You can see it in there. It's not moving at all. So these are always the problem, guys. Always take out your Welch plugs. I can't stress that enough. We will, luckily I have a new one, by the way, as I drop it. I do have a new one. Got that off of GB Distribution on eBay. Best place. All done buying these, by the way. I'm just going to start getting GB Distribution. But I got to use up the ones I have. And we'll take out the high and lows. And that's going to be about it. I think I'm just going to leave that right on there. This looks like it unscrews. It does move. Just barely though, but I don't want to hurt anything on it. So I'm going to take these out. So we'll just start with our low jet, which is on the throttle side. We're just going to count in one, that's a half, and it's one. So that one's out just one. Pull this guy out. Remember on the back side, there should be, if this is right. Yeah. This one might not actually have it. Weird. Looks like it's just all built in. Usually these have a rubber. Oh, there it is. All right, I got it. Looks like it was part of the carb. And we'll do the high. We'll screw him in half. That was like 3/4. Okay. See if this guy comes out with. Pick him out too. There's the metal, and the rubber. There's the rubber. All right, we're going to toss this guy in. I'm not going to take this guy off. And yeah, I'll get back to you guys once this is clean and put back together. Okay. Nice and cleaned up. Put everything back together. Hopefully the right way. I labeled the choke because this thing doesn't have a choke lever. Well, it does. Obviously, this is a choke lever, but it doesn't have a actual choke on the sled, like a connection type deal. So I just wrote on and off just so I know, because otherwise sometimes I might just get confused which way the choke's on. Put the high and low air fuel mixtures at what the sled told me to do, which is a turn and a quarter and a turn. So now we're going to just put this guy off to the side, and we're going to focus. Oh, I also new gasket. Now we're going to focus on taking this tank out, emptying the gas in it, and we're going to run a new fuel line with a filter, as well as a new crankcase pulse line there. And while the car was cleaning, I found a new boot and also a brand new spark plug, even though that one has seemed like has little use on it. And I tested it real quick, and it is working. So we have that all situated. The old boot was just completely fried. And I also found this nifty tool. I know a lot of you guys were cringing at me taking off nuts with pliers. So that actually works really good. Saves on the nuts. And what else? What am I missing? Oh, this guy. Yeah, looks like this bolt is backed out. I can actually turn it. So we're going to have to try to tighten that up. That's my guess, because that's not supposed to be like that. Unless if something in the crankcase is wrong. So we'll open that up too. Let's get this running first, and then we'll address the secondary clutch. So let's take off that fuel tank. So it looks like, I just don't want to try. There we go. I don't want to break that copper line. This should just work right out. Okay, just want to show you inside the tank here. It let's see if I can. There we go. You can see in there now. Wicked clean in there. You could also see the intake line that just pokes out the top. So, yeah, it's actually really good news. Yeah, I will accept that. It's kind of cool. It looks like a old toolbox, huh? All right. Well, that was super easy. Now let's just replace that line. Go into the carb, and then we'll get the carb bolted back on, get a new line with a filter, and fire up, see what happens. And then from there, we'll move on to fixing that clutch and the chain case. And it's already dark now, but tomorrow, if this thing does run good and everything, we're going to do a little grass dragging. All right, guys, carb's back on, all rehooked back up. Spark plug's in, fuel lines are in. I primed the gas. Let's give her a few pulls and see if she lights off. I'm hoping she does. Put it on. We're getting there. Oh, I'm excited. Let me try to get her tuned a little bit where we need it. Woo, it is smoky in here. She lives. All right, before we keep going, I want to address this clutch before that becomes an issue, as well as check the chain case. So let me pull you guys in, and we're going to see if we can tighten up that clutch bolt a little bit. Well, it looks like it's not really tightening up that much. I don't know if there's supposed to be a spacer there, maybe. Let's open that up and see if there's any play in there. Okay, so that doesn't move. It's got about a 1/4 inch of play. There's definitely fluid in it, which is good. Chain's definitely wet. Might drip a little bit more in there just to be on the safe side, but it seems like this clutch here should be, it's like that bolt should be in all the way. Let me mess around with the clutch bolts a little bit. Let me show you one more time. So the chain's not moving. Okay. So when the clutch moves, it's definitely not the, so it's definitely not anything to do inside the chain case, as far as I believe. The chain has a little bit of, they said about a 1/4 inch. That's probably maybe half. Nothing I'm really concerned about at the moment. Maybe we can find a way to adjust that. It looks like it might move up and down. I'm not sure. So we'll worry about that after. Let's first see what's going on with the clutch bolt to get that to stop moving. If we go over to this side again, it seems like there'd be a spacer, wouldn't it? Because it seems like that's where it wants to sit. Let me do some examining on that, and I'll get back to you guys.
Hey guys, I didn't have my mic on for this, so while I'm yakking in the background there, I'm pretty much just saying that clutch situation. I was looking online and I found out that it seems like it's called a floating clutch. And what that means is the clutch has a little bit of play left and right, and I guess it helps with belt wear. As the belt speeds up and slows down, it kind of moves a little bit, and that clutch moves with it. And wizardry happens to where it just saves on your belt and things move a little more freely. I'll bring you right in a second and kind of explain a little better.
So just to remind you guys, here's the kind of floating clutch setup. So let me know if that's way too much play. We could always put a little washer there and a washer on the outside there, make it not play as much. That's about 1/2 inch. I replaced the flex exhaust here. I don't know if that is original to the sled. Well, not that one, but the this one here. You can see it's all cracked. You can see where it was all kind of leaking out of the holes there. So replace that. Hopefully that doesn't leak. Probably will. And what else did I do? Centered the steering a little bit. Handlebars were kind of off to one side. And oh, kind of want to show you real quick. Sorry, my mind's going. I'm getting excited here. Let me turn this belt, see if I can find it. I thought this was kind of cool. Tradewinds camper, part number 3387. So this is the original belt to the sled, or if not, a replacement from back in the day when Tradewinds made belts still. Really cool. This thing's just a really cool survivor. Well, it is a runner, runs pretty good. I did a little more tuning last night real quick before I went inside. It got pretty late. I'm gonna take these decals off, or the old registration numbers, and clean this up just a smidge. I know we're running out of daylight, but let's just clean this up and then we're going for a ride. Well, this is a fun little sled. It runs good, it sounds good. A little bit of carb tuning still needs to be done, but I gotta wait for snow for that so I can actually give it a good ride and tune it. We are gonna clean up the cowl a little bit now, and then we're gonna put the sled off to the side. This isn't gonna be this isn't gonna be a trail rider. This is just gonna be my putt out to the shows, or putt off the trailer, putt around the show, putt back in the trailer. This thing's pretty much all original, and I really don't want to beat it up too much. I have some other sleds that are in some future videos for that. So let's give her a quick pressure wash, and then I'm going to see if I can get some of these stains out and kind of sap and gunk, and just see if we can clean it up a little bit nicer. So let's start with some pressure washing. All right, cue the time lapse and whatever music editing Wyatt feels like putting down. Man, with a little bit of buffing, this thing would be beautiful. I kept it all wet, and I took a little bit of a magic eraser and went over the whole thing, got rid of a lot of the heavier sap marks. You can still see the lettering underneath. A little bit of buffing will get rid of that. Unfortunately, I don't really know how to buff that well, so I don't know if I'd screw it up or not. Maybe we can try it. A little bit of compound, and look at that. Man, oh man, that would definitely clean up nice. I want to practice buffing before I do it on this sled because I don't want to damage anything. But yeah, that looks really good. I like the clean hood with the starting to rust tunnel. She is a beaut, Clark. She is a beaut. She runs good. Well, we got her running. We cleaned it up a little bit. It really needs a buffing, and I think in a future video, I might have someone that really knows what they're doing clean up this cowl, and we can see how that looks. What should we do with this? Should we leave it as an original Survivor with the patina showing, or should we strip it down and repaint the tunnel and try to get it back to showroom condition as much as we can? I kind of like the original Survivor idea, but I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know about the floating clutch with it going back and forth a little bit. I should have realized that, yeah, some clutches do that, but this one seems like it had a lot more play than what it's supposed to. But let me know about that too if you know anything on that. Anyways, I just want to thank everybody for subscribing. The channel has been growing, and as a hobby of mine, that's just pretty cool to see that you guys are interested in me working on old vintage junk. We have a lot of projects coming up, and some of them are going to be quite interesting and quite an endeavor. So stay tuned, subscribe if you want to see that. Anyway, hopefully it snows in a couple weeks, and I'll see you very soon.